American military presence in the Baltics has been reinforced in response to the Russian military exercises held on both sides of the Sawatki Gap in Kaliningrad and Belarus. With more than 40,000 military personnel involved, ships, tanks, planes, and helicopters, it's the biggest military exercise ever held in the region. Camp Hercus, the new permanent U.S. base in the region, is at the epicenter of tensions as U.S. and Russian military exercises are held simultaneously less than 20 miles away from each other.
The need for the permanent deployment of U.S. forces in Lithuania is more apparent than ever, and we are looking forward to continuing to take advantage of opportunities to enhance the interoperability of our forces, providing a credible deterrent against any potential aggression, and to operate more effectively should deterrence fail.
General Bennett, you are in charge of U.S. military operations in the region. Why are U.S. forces in such close proximity to the Russian exercise? Don't you fear this aggressive posture could lead to an escalation?
Last time I checked, Lithuania was a sovereign country. If it is their wish to host permanent U.S. forces on their soil, I don't see why Moscow should have a say in that. Now, if you excuse me, I have a military exercise to prepare.
Thank you, General Bennett.
Good morning, Commander. So, have you seen me on the news? Everyone's talking about this exercise. It's not every day you see such a display of power. Reminds me of Desert Storm in '91. Ah, the good old days. Anyway, Major Williams, how are the preparations coming along?
The men are ready, General. We can begin the exercise.
All right then, showtime.
Oh, one last thing, General. A special diplomatic envoy sent by Washington has demanded to meet you. Counselor Miller?
Of course it's Miller. No military demonstration in the world is complete without this vulture showing up. His stupid face is the last thing I want to see today. So let's go. We're on a schedule. Keeps calling and won't give me a break if I don't throw him a bone. Go pick him up at his hotel and take him for a tour, Commander. Show him around the base, do whatever you want, as long as you keep him out of my hair. And take Williams with you. No offense, but she's more talkative than you.
Well, Commander, I guess we're the bone then. Miller's hotel is on the way to the training area. Let's hope he's in a better mood than the General.
Roger. We're on the move. Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
There are units from all 3 Baltic states regrouped here. Lithuanian artillery, mechanized infantry from Latvia, as well as reservists and armored vehicles from Estonia. They have different equipment, different tactics, speak different languages. Creating an interoperable force in this region is a real headache.
Roger. Moving out. Pedal to the metal. Moving there now. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Counselor Miller, I am Major Williams. It's a pleasure to have you with us. The commander and I will show you around on our way to the general. Please hop in.
Well, it's about time. Let's go. Take me to the training ground first. I need to make sure that our equipment is showcased in the best possible conditions.
The exercise is about to start, so you will be able to see for yourself. But I didn't know there was a show.
This whole exercise is for show, Major. A show of force for our potential enemies, but also an arms fair for our partners.
I see. And which partners are we trying to impress today, Counselor?
That's confidential. Just drive, Major.
Pedal to the metal. Already there. Armored
Are we there yet, Major?
Troop transport.
Almost,
ready.
sir.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Moving out. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
This is the artillery training ground, Counselor. Here our soldiers practice fire mission procedures. The commander will make a demonstration for you.
Well, let's see how much time it'll take you to hit all these targets, Commander.
Order at your command, sir. Copy. Call for fire received.
Dispersion increases with distance. That's why more rounds are needed to hit targets located further away. Smart munitions don't have this problem. They are much more accurate and can correct their trajectory to hit a target designated by a laser.
Order ready to engage, sir. Order ready. Send coordinates. Who needs support? Solid copy. Fire mission received. Order ready. Send mission.
As you can see, our latest battlefield management interface enables extremely responsive fire missions.
Humvee reporting in.
It was I who sold that concept to Congress. Glad to see it works in practice, too.
Copy. Relocating.
So how is your hotel, Counselor? I've heard it's quite fancy.
Apart from the fact that I was woken up every 20 minutes by helicopters passing right over my head, it was lovely. Hey, why is the radar of this Patriot turned off?
It's the standard procedure to keep the radar turned off by default, to keep the unit mobile and avoid destruction by anti-radiation missiles. They can still use their backup tracking systems to target aircraft, but in this mode, their detection and engagement range are limited.
Then switch this radar on, Commander. Let's see how far target practice drones can be detected and engaged. The range of these
low-flying aircraft are harder to detect, and helicopters cannot be targeted at all as they fly below the minimum detection altitude of the radar. That's why short-range air defense, SHORAD, is needed to complement long-range surface-to-air missiles.
Humvee here. Engaging!
A fine demonstration of our firepower, Commander. The message is clear. No country equipped with our anti-aircraft systems need worry about its airspace being violated.
Moving there now.
Can you step on the gas a bit? We're crawling.
Sorry, sir. There are strict speed regulations on the base.
Yeah, of course there are.
This is the tank firing range. A platoon of M1A2 Abrams is ready for the demonstration. Tank armor is much stronger on the front than on the sides. The training of our crews consists in maneuvering to engage the enemy from the flank, while minimizing the exposure of their own flanks. Tanks carry different types of rounds. Explosive rounds to engage infantry and lightly armored vehicles, and armor-piercing rounds to deal with highly armored targets. Explosive rounds are equally effective at any distance, but the penetration of armor-piercing rounds increases the closer you get to the target. You should move closer to the targets to demonstrate the increased penetrating power of the kinetic ammunition, Commander.
Bring us there in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes! Heavy cavalry ready for action. Make way.
Very well. Now, can you send as many targets as possible? Let's see what a Soviet invasion of Europe would have looked like.
Our tanks benefit from good reverse speed, which is not the case with Russian-designed tanks. This allows us to move backward to avoid being overrun, while maintaining our powerful frontal armor facing the enemy.
Let's back out. Abrams, ready to roll. Move backwards.
Well, this is it. 70 tons of American diplomacy.
You mean 70 tons of a diplomatic nightmare? I had explained to the Lithuanian government why they needed to reinforce all their road bridges from here to Poland to support their weight.
Reporting in.
Sure, but when they arrive, nothing stands in their way. And how was your flight, Counselor?
Completely unremarkable. You know, I spent half my life in the air, so the only surprises would be finding snakes on the plane, flying the thing myself, or reaching my 60s without getting cancer. Helicopters are impressive machines. Boy, are they noisy.
Our pilots are ready to take off. Do you want to hop in for a ride, Counselor?
Certainly. It'll be a nice change from those little private helicopters that fly like cabs.
Cargo helicopters can transport troops and supplies, but also vehicles as long as their weight allows it. One of our vehicles broke down during a maneuver exercise. Let's go and recover it with our helicopter. Now let's drop it off at the repair station.
Chinook here. New flight plan received.
Machine gun before.
Don't worry. It's very simple, and I'll be here to help.
Chinook, at your command. Here we go.
That must be a natural.
All the targets are down. Let's head back to the helipad.
I've not had that much fun in a long time. You sure know how to entertain, Major. You should come work with me. With you by my side, getting those contracts signed would be a breeze. Plus, you wouldn't have to work with this grumpy old man anymore.
Thank you for the offer. At the moment, I'm tied to my current assignment.
I see. Well, think about it.
Someone call for a cab? Good copy. Next waypoint received.
ATGM shooting ground. It stands for Anti-Tank Guided Missiles. They travel slower than tank rounds, but have a greater range. Their use is therefore preferable when the line of sight is unobstructed.
Yeah, I know that. Send the targets. Let's see that in practice.
In absence of a specific command, the gunners communicate their targets to each other. If a missile is already in flight, the other gunner will give priority to another target. That way, no missiles are wasted.
It's a pleasant surprise to see I'm not the only one worrying about the taxpayers' money here.
The range of the missiles can be superior to the detection range of the unit, so they generally work alongside recon units. The gunners are trained to switch targets mid-flight if the initial target disappears, or if instructed to do so. This is particularly useful, as the long flight time of the missile can give time to the enemy to take cover or activate their smoke dischargers.
I hope you use the old TOW 2A for this demonstration. The new top attack TOW 2B costs twice as much, so using them against anything other than a tank is a waste of resources.
Don't worry, sir. We use special training ammunition, both cheaper and less hazardous than regular ammo during exercises. By the way, Counselor, where do you and the General know each other from?
We were friends once. Good friends, actually.
Oh, and what happened?
Can we just not have this conversation, please? When do we get there? I see nothing happening here. What's going on?
It's a good sign, sir. Our troops are exercising their camouflage skills here. They try to reach the target area undetected by staying away from the hostile patrols, staying in cover as much as possible, and sprinting to move across open areas faster. Recon units are specially trained and equipped to remain as discreet as possible. They have a reduced visual, thermal, and electronic signature that makes them harder to detect.
Electronic signature? So they refrain from posting geolocalized selfies during the mission? Impressive.
Copy. Infiltrating. Infiltrating. Walking like ghosts. No time to lose. Moving quietly. On the move. Stealth mode. Infiltration underway. Sneaking in.
double. Copy. We're moving in silence. Moving silent.
Well, well. Looks like we have hide-and-seek champions.
Humvee awaiting commands. Roger. We're on the move.
What's being built here?
Nothing. This is the close quarter training area. Infantrymen use these buildings to simulate urban combat. The rules are simple. We try to capture their sector, and they try to capture ours.
Sounds good. Let's see what you're made of, Commander.
Our troops are ready to be called as reinforcements, Commander.
Moving there now.
Infantry weapons have varying ranges and efficiencies. Long-range support weapons usually require the unit to be static, while short-range assault weapons can be fired on the move.
Already there.
Assault weapons are also more effective once in range, and can be used to breach buildings held by enemy units.
Standing by. Troop transport ready. Moving out. Recon vehicle ready. Passes out. Striker ready for combat. Everyone, dismount.
Vehicles can provide excellent fire support, but are vulnerable to infantry anti-tank rockets. They must therefore be kept out of their range as much as possible.
Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Rangers here, we're under fire! Weapons team in combat, set your order! Metal to the metal.
When units are under fire or take damage, their stress level increases, which makes them less efficient. There are two levels of stress expressed by a blinking orange or red color on their label. When a unit is low on ammo or heavily damaged, it's preferable to send it back to base rather than abandoning it to its fate. Units sent back to base become available again sooner, and you'll receive a bonus of requisition points proportional to their condition.
Unasked, everybody! Recon vehicle standing by. That's it for today. Let's go back to base. Reconnaissance is good to go. Rangers in combat! What are your orders? Move the fuck up! Move your asses! Roger, we're on the move. recon vehicle is good to go. Moving there now.
Well, that was a good show, Commander. But it demonstrates one thing. Our allies are not ready at all to defend themselves. Had it been the Russians in front of them today, they would have been slaughtered.
Failure is part of training, sir. They're only reservists. They will continue to drill.
Someone asked for a ride? Pedal to the metal.
Was Bennett's staff your first assignment, Commander? What about you, Major?
Yes, sir. It's been 5 years now.
Well, you didn't draw the winning ticket with him as CO. He was sidelined a long time ago, and you won't be able to advance your career if you stay attached to that sinking ship.
Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Moving out. Roger. We're on the move.
What's going on here?
Some of our vehicles broke down, apparently. Thanks to the diagnostic system integrated into our vehicles, we can easily identify which part is damaged.
We cannot let that happen. Not today.
Don't worry, sir. We have the necessary supplies to repair them. The commander will call a cargo truck from the support group and make sure they bring a big load of supplies with them. As soon as the supplies are unloaded next to the vehicles, the crew will handle the repairs automatically.
I got my ears on. Go ahead. Need supplies? Rolling on double nickel. Big road is ours. Heavy transport here, send traffic. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. End of the line. All out, please.
The truck was almost empty. We need more supplies than that.
Need supplies? Put that hammer down! I got my ears on. Go ahead. Dumping cargo.
The vehicles are now fully operational again.
Perfect. Now let's move on. That's all well and good, but I'm not here for these trifles. I've got a major fighter jet contract to attend to. So here's the real showstopper. I want you to demonstrate its air-to-ground and air-to-air capabilities for our guests.
Take a seat, Miller. I'm in charge here.
Ah, General. I was wondering when you'd come out of hiding. So, what's on the menu, Chef?
We'll start with a classic. Close air support with good old A-10s.
Yeah, like in '91, the good old days. You never change your record, do you?
Shut up, Miller! Commander, you will be leading this demonstration. Call in an A-10 and order it to destroy the marked targets. Planes must work in coordination with recon to target enemy ground units. The recon detects and identifies the target while the plane maneuvers to attack it.
Warthog standing by. Solid copy. Diving on target. Strike complete. Good effect on Attack run complete. Turn back. CAS, mission received.
Back to base before it runs out of fuel.
I know you want to see that gun in action. Bugging out.
Now call in a Harrier to make a bombing run.
Oh, great. Another old crate.
Line of coordinates. Jump jet ready. Attack vector confirmed. Ready to pickle. Attack run complete.
Send the plane back to base before it runs out of fuel.
Back to home plate.
All right, Commander. Send in the F-15EX now.
Finally.
This plane is equipped with a laser designation pod and smart bombs. You mark the target with the pod and the bombs will correct their trajectory to hit with pinpoint accuracy.
Eagle copies. Fight by fight. Rolling on the target area. Coming around now. Airstrike is go for effect.
You see, making gun runs and guiding missiles is outdated. Now, you drop a bomb from as far as you can and you let it do the job for you.
Well, let's try again with a moving target this time. And you'll see that a human is still needed to predict the target's trajectory.
Roger. Strafing the area.
The target is still standing, Commander. Don't make us look like fools. We're here to demonstrate the capabilities of this plane, not your lack of competence.
Pickle button, hot and ready. Strike complete. Direct hits confirmed. CAS inbound. Danger close. Strike successful. Direct attack pattern confirmed. Strike complete. Fencing out. New heading set. The big bird is in the air. Bomb run confirmed. Airstrike complete. Pressing out. Eagle copies. Close air support incoming. Eagle standing by for orders. Munitions on target. Nice firework. Time to bug out. standing by. Eagle, mission ready. Attack vector confirmed. Bombs are ready. Airstrike complete. Pressing out.
When you take one of these bombs on the face like that, the coffin they send back home doesn't weigh much. Believe me. Send in the second F-15, Commander. This time to demonstrate its air-to-air capabilities against drones.
We have potential buyers for dozens of these planes, so make sure these drones are shot down nice and clean,
Roger,
Commander.
flying there.
Remind me, Miller, are we here to defend these people or to sell them weapons?
Selling them weapons means they can defend themselves. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. I just make sure they buy from the right bait and tackle shop.
Drone destroyed. Proceed to next target. Second target destroyed.
3 out of 3.
There's one more drone, Commander. Finish it.
Eagle here.
Great job, Commander. If we don't land a contract for a few jets after that, I'll be damned.
General, we've got a problem. I've asked confirmation from the airbase, and they sent 3 drones as planned, not 4.
Oh, shit. Don't tell me we scratched some civvies who can't read a map.
No, sir. The radar signature was definitely that of a UAV.
Well, in any case, that means trouble.
The Lithuanian government denounced a violation of its airspace and closed its frontier with Belarus and Russia.
And place their troops on high alert.
The unknown object that was shot down during the exercise turned out to be a Russian drone. The official line is that it was shot down to prevent an air collision with our jets training nearby. But the Russians refused to go along with that story and maintained that it was flying on their side of the border.
But it was flying on the wrong side of the border, right?
Well, it was hit in the Lithuanian airspace, but ended up a few meters on the other side of the frontier. So, as you can imagine, they jumped on the occasion to create their own narrative. In any case, the Lithuanian government has closed their borders with Belarus and Kaliningrad until the end of the investigations. As a response, the Russians have placed all their troops at the border on high alert and sent a quote-unquote military convoy carrying humanitarian aid to Kaliningrad. They are approaching the town of Lazdiche as we speak.
And nobody thought about stopping them?
It's a tricky situation. The Lithuanians cannot block humanitarian convoys without breaking international treaties.
Humanitarian, my ass. We can't let that happen. The so-called humanitarian convoy is like spitting in our face. Williams, what are our units in the area?
A striker company from 2nd Cav is training nearby. If they move it once, they should be able to intercept the convoy before it reaches the city of Lazdiche.
This isn't much, but it'll have to do. Dispatch them immediately.
General, don't you see what's happening? The drone, the convoy, half the Russian army are on high alert on the other side of the frontier. This whole situation could very well be a false flag operation. If you rush into this convoy with blazing guns, this would certainly give them a justification for a strong military response.
They wouldn't dare. They're only testing our resolve. So we'll put ourselves in their way, make a show of force, and watch them go crawl back under their rock.
And what will you do if they don't stop?
The city of Lazdier is a vital crossroad to reinforce Lithuania. If they take control of it, we have no way to defend Vilnius in case of invasion. We cannot take the risk to let that happen.
Sir, Stryker Company responded. They are already in sight of Lazdier and are awaiting orders.
Thank you, Major. Let's go, Commander. We have a lot on our plate.
The convoy has been spotted a few miles down this highway, sir.
No time to lose, then. This crossroad is the last position where we can stop them before they reach the city. Send your troops there immediately, Commander.
The convoy is approaching. We're tracking its position with a drone.
Hurry up! Capture the crossroad before they reach it.
Remember, this is officially a humanitarian convoy, and unless proven otherwise, it must be considered as such. Act with extreme caution here, General.
Yeah, of course. Commander, make sure our troops are instructed to hold their fire and engage only if fired upon.
Who wants a skylight for his house?
We are holding the crossroad, General. They are approaching rapidly. Maybe they didn't see us. Shall we fire a warning shot?
Negative! Hold your fire and stay in the middle of the road. Show them we're here, and they'll back off.
Point blank side backing. Logistics ready.
They stopped.
It looks like they're hesitating.
Ain't gonna pay no toll this time.
I guess they weren't expecting us. Come on, now is the moment of truth. Either they go back, or they try to pass in force.
Look, they're moving back.
Thank God we won't have a war on our hands today. Congratulations, General. I have to admit, I didn't think it would be that easy.
Order ready, sir.
No, wait. They turned left. What are they doing?
They're trying another approach to bypass us. Commander, redeploy your troops on these crossroads. Show them we're not here by accident. Don't forget to call reinforcements. We'll need all the help we can get to cover all these crossing points.
Here. Pedal to the metal. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. Like a rocket sled on rails. Weapons team ready. Mortar available, sir. We're on the move.
They've stopped again.
Looks like we got us a convoy.
First crossroad secured.
What happened? Why did your men open fire? Your instructions were not to engage.
You're not the one on the ground assessing the situation, Miller. The commander certainly had his reasons. His first duty is to ensure the safety of his men.
ATDM carrier, ready
Their
for
aim was
combat.
clearly to push us into a corner, and you fell for it like a fool. You have no idea of the shitstorm you just stirred up!
Armed vehicles are detaching from the bulk of the convoy. They're moving up in our direction. Prepare for an assault.
Need supplies?
Establish defensive positions in the buildings near the crossroads on our flank, Commander. And make sure our troops are resupplied. If one of these positions is overwhelmed, fall back on the main crossroad and hunker down there.
Second crossroad secured, sir.
Striker here.
I scrambled jets to provide fire support, but they won't be there before 30 minutes. Your orders are simple. Hold at all costs until they arrive.
Your men will never hold that long. Give me a minute. We have a pair of AC-130 gunships in the area. I will demand they be rerouted in your direction.
We? Who are you actually working with now, Miller?
Just use the planes and don't ask questions. They will be there in about 10 minutes.
Our vehicle took a hit. We need maintenance. My truck took a beating and needs repairs. Moving there now. Gouge on it. Let's get away. Fly truck ready to transport.
Our flank is starting to crumble. You can abandon ground to gain time, Commander, but make sure you keep control of the main crossroad.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. We're on the move.
Our flank is completely overwhelmed. Miller, if you think you can try a diplomatic approach to convince them to return to Russia, now would be the time. A handful of Lithuanian units have arrived, and will hold the outskirts of the town on our left. Fall back on the main crossroad and hunker down there to receive the main Russian assault.
Weapons team engaged. What are your orders? Personal carrier ready. Fighting vehicle ready for combat. Striker ready for action. Get your asses out of my vehicle. Combat vehicle ready. Keep driving.
advised, Commander. A second wave of vehicles has forced the border and is approaching on the highway. They are accompanied by self-propelled howitzers this time.
Static defenses will be hammered by their artillery, so use the mobility of the strikers to avoid their fire.
In a big hole now! We gotta move!
pouring through the main crossroad. Eliminate them and retake it immediately. Our position is overwhelmed. Retreat into the city outskirts and try to survive until the gunships arrive.